I don't know if you guys noticed it, and you probably didn't, because I definitely didn't, but in the middle of the night, while we were all sleeping, getting our 8 hours, the Baltimore Ravens did something sneakily, and that is they restructured Roquan Smith's contract. I'll tell you the details about that in a minute, but it has me thinking, is Eric DeCosta restructuring Roquan Smith's contract because he's about to make a big signing or make a small signing or just make any kind of move? I think there's a possibility. On today's show, I'm going to give you 5 free agent targets I think that the Baltimore Ravens might have in their sights with all this new money freed up since restructuring Roquan Smith's contract. And what if I told you guys that you could have something that gives you 365 videos a year, all on your favorite NFL team? And wait, there's more. It's 100% free. Well, the good thing is we've got that right here at the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. That's right, daily videos, all 100% free. All you got to do is subscribe. That's free to do as well. Big red sub button down below locks you in for daily coverage of the Baltimore Ravens. So the sneaky move was this. The Baltimore Ravens converted $12 million of Roquan Smith's $15 million base salary into a bonus, meaning he gets that automatically, and that then creates $9 million in cap space for the 2025 season. So now, the updated cap space, the Baltimore Ravens is currently sitting with $10.6 million available, which is pretty much where they sat at through the entirety of the beginning of free agency before they started extending contracts and before they signed some people late into the season. Now, I do want to give you an important reminder. Just because they sit with $10.6 million in cap space does not mean they're going to spend $10.6 million in cap space, because NFL teams typically need around $4 million in cap room to get through the regular season for multiple reasons. Number one, say someone gets injured, you need some money to go sign somebody else. Those practice squad players, they need to get paid as well, and that comes out of the cap space. So when I look at this, look at what they have, look at what it'll cost them pretty much throughout the entirety of the season, roughly. My take on it is Baltimore could sign a player for anywhere around $4 to $6 million. And anybody who's still available right now, I can tell you right now, they're not going to sign for more than $4 to $6 million. Okay? And they're probably not going to sign for anything more than a 1-year deal. So everybody that's available right now is within this $4 to $6 million range for the Baltimore Ravens. Before I give you 5 names, I want you to drop 1, okay? Name a player that you think the Ravens should sign. And do it now, because I'm about to give you my 5, and I want to see if we're on the same wavelength. I'm sure we are. All of us Ravens fans kind of all got the same brain, but you let me know a name in the comments section down below before I give you my 5. Up first, we have edge rusher Jadeveon Clowney. Could he be making his return to Baltimore? Well, this money freed up maybe leads me to believe that it's so. And it's interesting, the timing of all this, because we all know that yesterday, early in the morning, Josina Anderson tweeted out and reported that free agent edge rusher Jadeveon Clowney is in Dallas, and he was meeting with the Cowboys per league sources. You even got to see pictures of him at the Cowboys facility watching practice. However, usually when somebody visits, if they're going to get a deal done, it's likely to be done that day, and he left the Cowboys facility without signing a new contract. Now, I don't know what his plan was going in there. The plan for the Cowboys was for Clowney to come in for a visit and a physical. I don't know if it was Clowney's agent's plan to go ahead and get this visit scheduled to kind of perk up the ears of other teams across the league to say, wait, don't sign there yet, we might want you, okay? And I find it rather odd that the same day that Jadeveon Clowney went to visit the Dallas Cowboys is the same day that Baltimore restructured Roquan Smith's contract to free up a little bit of money. The thing about Clowney is we know he wants to join a contender. He's made that very obvious. And let's just be honest, anybody at his age that's played as long as he has that doesn't have a ring, they want to join a contender. And we also know something about the Baltimore Ravens is that they struggled getting pressure on the quarterback on Sunday, right? And we all remember the fact that the first sack of the game for Baltimore did not come until 10 minutes left in that fourth quarter. That's not good enough, okay? I know the Buffalo Bills offensive line is really good, but guess who you're going to have to beat in the playoffs most likely? That's right, the Buffalo Bills offensive line. So you can't just dismiss it if you're a part of this edge group, if you're a part of this linebacker room, because you're most likely going to have to face them again. And I like Odafe Oweh. I really do. I like Kyle Van Noy. I like Mike Green, Tavius Robinson. I'm iffy on David Ojabo, right? Regardless of all of that, we all know that Jadeveon Clowney's best year in his career, or one of the best years in his career, came when he was in Baltimore. Now, it's a different look defense from when Mike McDonald was here, okay? So I'm not saying just if he comes back, he's going to replicate that same 9.5 sack year that he had in 2023. I don't think that's necessarily the case. But they do need some sort of juice in this pass rush unit. And let's be honest, David Ojabo feels like he's kind of just sitting there wasting space and taking up a roster spot. Today is a very special day. It is my wife's birthday. I want to give a big shout out to Kennedy Petersen. And I need you guys to show her some love as well. So if you love the show, and if you love her as much as I do, you'll spam HBD in the comment section down below to give her a big happy birthday. Up next, we got Stephon Gilmore, cornerback. Let's talk secondary. And I'm just going to give you a hint. Everybody on this list is going to be a defensive player, okay? And with Stephon Gilmore, we talked about him before on this channel. Like, I kind of feel like he's got some in the tank left. A lot of people might think he's cooked, that he's done. But I believe in what he lacks in speed and athleticism at his age, he makes up for in just his knowledge of the game and how smart he is. And also, let's be real. Jair Alexander's debut in Baltimore did not really go as planned. In fact, he was graded a 29.8 by PFF. And I don't know this for sure, but I don't think I'm going out on a limb by saying that was one of the lowest of any cornerbacks across the National Football League. Now, last year, Stephon Gilmore signed a one-year, $10 million deal with Minnesota in 2024, but I don't think he'd cost you around $10 million. However, I do still believe that Baltimore feels good about their cornerback room. I don't think they're going to hold Jair Alexander to, like, his really, really bad start. I think they're going to just chalk it up to, you know what, first game, limited practice time, still not 100% healthy. And if that's the case, I don't care, get him healthy. But if you don't believe you've got the keys right there in the cornerback room, Stephon Gilmore, I think, could be a good option. What's another great option for you guys that all of you guys need to take advantage of and go hook up with is our great friends over at Ethos, and they're sponsoring today's video. It's not fun to think about what would happen if something happened. But you do need to be prepared. With life insurance through Ethos, your family is protected. Life insurance is a perfect way to make sure you're covered. You can get your free quote at ethos.com/NFL Daily. That's ethos.com/NFL Daily. As you know, my wife Kennedy and I got married about a year and a half ago. I imagine we'll buy a house, start having kids sometime relatively in the next couple of years. And if something were to happen to me, the last thing I want the people I love to worry about is being able to pay the bills. So I trust Ethos to keep them protected. It's an online platform that makes getting life insurance fast and easy to protect your family's future in minutes, not months. Life insurance is more affordable than you think. With Ethos, you can get a free quote and customize a rate that fits your budget. The process is 100% online with no medical exam required. Just answer a few health questions and get a quote in as little as 10 minutes. 3 million families have completed their applications and trusted Ethos to help find the right coverage. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get your free quote at ethos.com/NFL Daily. That's ethos.com/NFL Daily. Up next, let's talk linebackers. We're just going position group by position group now. Eric Kendricks is still out there and available. I'm not loving this linebacker room right now. Like, I'm not hating it, but it's not, in my opinion, the strength of this defense in any sense of the word. Roquan Smith was good, but I do still think he needs to get a little bit more condition. Teddy Buchanan and Trenton Simpson showed flashes, but you also saw flashes of not some great stuff. And the funny thing is Eric Kendricks is coming off a year with the Dallas Cowboys where he had 140 tackles. 3 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 3 pass breakups as well. And I get it. Like, if you're a linebacker, the tackles are going to come. That's just kind of what's going to happen. But I still think, like, he could be a good option. And I don't want to come off as a Jake Hummel hater because pretty much since Baltimore signed him, I haven't really been too fond of the signing. But let's be real. Like, what is he doing other than special teams? And you don't think Eric Kendricks could do special teams? Like, in my opinion, Jake Hummel is a little bit like David Ajabo, and he's kind of just sitting on a roster, maybe wasting some roster space. Eric Kendricks could be a guy who actually gives you rotational options at the linebacker position. And I think that'd be a good thing for the longevity of Roquan Smith and Trenton Simpson as a duo. Up next is Christian Wilkins. Let's talk interior defensive line. Now, I will say this one. Like, I get that it might be a long shot with Christian Wilkins. I understand that, right? And the funny thing is I'd be all for it, ... Notice that ... down there if it wasn't for the locker room concern. Like, if you're just getting the player and you weren't getting everything else surrounded with him and having to put him in this locker room, then, like, I would think it's a great idea because I like Christian Wilkins as the player. I don't really like Christian Wilkins as the teammate. I don't really like Christian Wilkins as a part of the organization. And with all that this team has been through over the past 2 seasons, the losses in the playoffs in crushing fashion, hell, even that week 1 Sunday Night Football loss, the last thing they need is a lack of stability in the locker room. Because with everything going on and all the outside noise that I know that they can hear, the last thing you want is an unstable group of guys that's actually on the team. You need that group to be rock solid. So that way when you do blow double-digit leads in the fourth quarter, nothing's going to bring you down on the interior. And if you insert a guy like Christian Wilkins to that, that causes a little bit of shakiness. Do you think the Ravens should sign someone? Like, we've been talking about it for, 12 minutes right now? If you do think so, weigh in with your vote by liking today's video, okay? If you hit that thumbs up button, that means you're telling me you think the Ravens should sign someone. Up last is Asante Samuel Jr. And a little bit of a spoiler alert, we're actually going to talk about Asante Samuel Jr. on Saturday, but I thought he'd be a good person to add to this discussion as well. Samuel, just kind of at this point, in my opinion, he has to have some pretty bad health problems. Because that's the only reason in my mind that he's not signed currently. Because he's been a pretty solid player when he's been healthy. Like, I'm not talking Hall of Fame future type player, but I am talking a guy that you can rely on when he's in coverage. A guy who you don't have to send a little bit of extra safety help over to his side of the field when he's out there and when he's covering what? One of the best wide receivers in football, who you face when you play Cincinnati, who you face when you're going to play Minnesota as well. Okay? But again, like in the same breath as earlier, it feels like Baltimore does like the cornerback room as it currently sits. And I get it, the Jair Alexander slander for the one game. But if we know anything about Baltimore, if we know anything about John Harbaugh, how often we've heard, I don't know, we like our guys. Like, I feel like that sentiment still rings true when talking about some guys who might not have had the best game week 1, who might not have had the best intros into the regular season and into their time in Baltimore. I want you to pick one to sign. If you had to choose out of all of those guys, which is the one you would want the Baltimore Ravens to sign that pen and paper with? Give me their initials, so JC, SG, EK, CW, or AS in the comment section down below. That's going to do it for today's show. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at Joey Petersen 8. That link's in the comments and description of today's video. And if you're not subscribed yet and you're still watching 14 minutes through, it's obvious you like what we got going on here. Join the channel, join the family, and hit that subscribe button.